Hey gang, it's DJ here. I'm back in the studio, and this is just going to be a really quick video, couple quick hints and tips video, mainly geared towards the wedding DJ. And this video is going to be dedicated to Anita. She says she has a wedding coming up, and she was looking for some tips as far as taking song requests and stuff like that. So Anita, I hope this video helps. And if you have any questions or any of you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to answer them or help you out where I can. So what I'm going to talk about in this video is just a couple things. One is just about having fun, taking requests, being flexible, and a little bit about dress code. So, we'll start with dress code. When I do my weddings and when I'm working with KSI or a couple other members of our team, we have a dress code so people know when DJ C-Dub is doing a wedding, they know exactly who the DJs are, what the team looks like, who to approach, and, we stand out. Typically what I do, we'll do this. So you'll see like bride and groom. So, typically the groom will be wearing white or, black tie, black bow tie, stuff like that, or a couple of the, color variations. So what we wear as a team is we wear black shirts, white ties, white vests, and you don't want to upstage the groom, but you definitely want to be well dressed for your event. You don't necessarily have to go with full out tuxedos, but long as your team is wearing the same outfit, case size shows up with the, white on black combination, and so does all the members of our team. So, no matter who they're looking for, if they need help from any of the DJs, your team all looks the same. It's very professional. It looks great in the pictures, and the guests love it. I get nothing but compliments from the bride and groom, and it's also, sometimes you'll get compliments, I typically get, whoa, you dress better than the groom. But they say it in a fun, loving way, and they love it. And, people really love that professional look, and it really drives business. So if you can have a look to your presentation, that'll be great. Let's talk about, a little bit about, flexibility. So in a wedding, typically it's planned well in advance. For DJs, sometimes that's up to the last minute. Sometimes that's the day of. I've had weddings where the song for the actual wedding was changed 10 minutes before the bride was going to walk down the aisle. Like, that's crazy. That's an extreme case. And then, one of those cases, it was a really eclectic song that I didn't have. So, I had to get that song and make sure I had it prepared, but also approach the bride in a way that, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got this. I'll worry about the music. I'll worry about the entertainment. It's your day. You have fun. Focus on looking beautiful and getting married and having your perfect day. So that's how you want to make the bride and groom feel. So I'll talk about getting that music, a little bit later on, but, be flexible. If it's a need that you can't accommodate, be very honest about that, because there's nothing worse than, especially in the day of, in a contract saying you could accomplish something that you're unable to, or, the day of saying you're able to do something that you can't do. So be very honest with that. But if you're able to have that flexibility and you're able to do it, do it to the best that you can. And, if you can't, don't sweat it. Typically the wedding, the show must go on. So no matter what happens leading up to that day, the show will go on. It might be crazy. It might feel hectic, but, just be flexible. If the order of the reception changes, not a big deal. I've had receptions where, the food was done 45 minutes, before the bride and groom were ready to make their entrance into the reception. I mean, this is how late the reception was running. I mean, it was crazy. But you know what? We just switched a couple things around. We dropped a couple things. No big deal. We introduce them, bring them in. So maybe you want to skip a dance, drop a dance here or there. Have some fun with it. Get the crowd involved. Just be flexible and have fun. You're the DJ, and this ties us into that next segment of having fun. You are the DJ. You are the life of the party. It's your job to bring that entertainment, but it's also your job to, move the day along, make sure that everything is running well, and everyone needs to have confidence in you. If you're not confident in what you're doing on there, then that's going to show. That's going to show in your presentation. That's going to show in your music, and that's definitely going to affect the vibe of the party. So you've got to bring that fun, great, positive vibe, and sometimes that's hard to do. But what I recommend is get to the reception site early. Take time to set up. Grab that drink. Relax, enjoy. What I like to do, especially for out of town, receptions, that are like 2-3 hours away, I get there as early as possible. As soon as that reception site opens, I'm there. If it's like 4 in the morning, whatever, I don't care. Got a hotel room, usually we checking into the night of or later that day. If it's an evening wedding, I love evening weddings. If it's an evening wedding, I'll go to the reception site early, early as possible. I'll start setting up, get everything in place. Then that gives me a little time to mosey around, maybe grab a drink, relax, double check, triple check, talk to the wait staff, go to my hotel, clean up, bring my change of clothes back, and kind of get in the zone, and sometimes when you're there really early, you have a chance to, meet with the bride or meet with the groom and just go over everything again and just be relaxed and in that mindset ready to go instead of last minute setups. It's time to go right into it. Um, you know, so so having fun is a big part of that, and that energy is coming off of you onto the dance floor. So the more fun that you're gonna have, people are gonna sense that, and that's gonna drive the party. As far as taking requests, it's up to you to decide if you're gonna take requests or not. you know, establish that with the bride and groom, and that needs to be established well in advance. I usually establish it in either the second conversation or the initial conversation when, you're having that conversation, whether you're the right DJ for that group. If you establish that you're the right DJ and you guys are going to work together, then establish whether you're going to take requests or not. I say take requests. You're a DJ. Why wouldn't you take requests? If you can't accommodate the request, there's nothing wrong with that. But just be honest about that, and be honest about that with the bride and groom. Get those expectations out and get them out front so there are no conflicts about the expectations for that evening. What I usually do as far as requests goes, cell phones. You don't need to have wireless hotspots nowadays. Mi-Fi's are good. They're great. What I usually do is I usually just tether my cell phone to my computer. And if there's a song that I don't have, I could just download it in iTunes. No big deal. A lot of time 4G Lite is really fast. So I've had, people come up to me and request a song, and while that song is playing, I'm just having a conversation. Yeah, good time. You're enjoying yourself. That's great. I'm downloading the song while I'm talking to them. And then that song's downloaded in under 30 seconds. And I drag it into Serato. Usually I create a separate crate in Serato called Download It. And I put every song that needs to be downloaded into that folder. That way I can track that song. I can track the request. And I can go back later and analyze the files. But I know that I have this song, and it's a song that I'll need to go back to and check later. So I'll drag it into that folder, get their request ready, set, just a quick cue point to start it. Typically I'll know the song. If not, then, you'll start it or mix it, whatever you need to do to get into it. But you get it in there, you're good to go, no big deal. But definitely use your cell phone to tether it to your computer, and that usually works for me. So, my computer's 8 gigs, so it can handle it. If your computer can't handle it, maybe that's not the best option for you. Some cell phones you can plug into your computer via USB and give it internet that way. Or maybe you have a Mi-Fi. Or even better, if the location that you're DJing at has Wi-Fi, then that's the way to go. So, I use iTunes, but there's so many other options. Maybe cell phones, you can download it off Google and transfer it to your computer. Maybe you have some other options. I don't know. Hit me down below. Let me know what you do. But this is what I do, and it works fairly well. I've never had a crash. It's fast. I've always been able to accommodate my guests. I've done parties where it's been, maybe a different ethnic background that I'm not fully familiar with. They'll request a song, and I've been able to accommodate every single request for that wedding, not knowing much about the background of that music because it's not something traditional that I listen to, that traditional play at the wedding, but it impressed the bride and groom, and it's amazing, and it works. So I hope that helps, guys. So, just make sure that you're having fun at your events, and, you're the life of the party, and have a good time. Always enjoy what you do. And, hit me up. Let me know. If you guys have any questions or hints or tips for me, let me know. I'm all about it. And again, please rate and subscribe and practice and enjoy. And we'll see you in the next video.